good. No, never mind. All right, so, okay, I'm going to show you guys a cheater's method for this. Okay, remember I tell you guys to think about things in certain concepts. If you think about it in a certain concept, this is actually comes out to be very easy, kind of like the pizza. When we're dividing the pizza among millions of people or infinite number of people, that one pizza gets down to we're really not getting any of it, right? It goes down to 0. Okay, that's what it's approaching. So same thing goes for this. So now we're going to look at the first, the leading coefficient for the highest degree. So now what's the degree of the top? 2. What's the degree of the bottom? 2. That means that it has an exponent squared, right? Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. So now, when they are the same, I only need to look at this. Because what is infinity plus 1? It's really nothing, right? When you're actually getting towards infinity, it's not going to matter at all. Because it's so high up there at infinity, it's really not going to matter. Same thing over here. Yes, it's minus 2x, where you would be plugging in infinity, but in the grand scheme of things, once you actually approach infinity, it's really minuscule because this one is racing at infinity squared. That's going to be going so much more faster, okay, towards whichever number we're heading to. But once we have the same degrees right here, okay, what's the coefficient of the top? 3. That's the number in front. Okay, what's the coefficient of the bottom?
1.
So if I have the same degree, the limit as this is approaches infinity is going to give me 3. Because it's 3 over 1, right? That works only when I have the same degree and I have to think carefully of the type of numbers that I'm going to plug in. So if I'm plugging in a negative infinity, would that change this at all? No. Negative numbers. Why would that not change it if it's negative numbers? It's squared. A negative number squared is going to be positive all the time, right? Okay, good. That's a good concept to think about. Now, if I'm taking it to the third power, a positive infinity, man, okay, it's good. Alright, okay, sorry for all those people that are currently watching online, you know, getting all those views, right? Yeah, fire drill, life happens. Alright, you guys, so now, this right here. Okay, what's going to happen with this problem right here? Hey, yo, put your phones away, pay attention to here. Man, some people. Alright, so, now, for this one right here, okay, which one's bigger? The denominator, right? So, the denominator is bigger. It has a higher degree. So what does that tell me? It's going to 0, right? Okay, again, dividing it amongst infinite people. So this right here is going to go so much faster that it's going to end up going to 0. So this one, 0. Now, so we're just going to look at part of this next one.
Wait, so for B, so that's how you just know like it's going to be.
Yeah, that's the trick. That's the trick. You look at the degrees.
No, but like, so then you would just put,
Which one?
the second, so it's just,
Yeah, the denominator is bigger, so it's going to 0.
I didn't see that.
Okay.
No, this is what?
Nothing. All right, so on this right here, I'm going to look at the first terms here. I'm going to look at the first terms. So basically, that's why I can't have nice things. Basically going to look at square root of 4x squared over x. Okay? I'm just looking at the leading degrees. Now, what's the top going to give me? Okay, square root of 4 is 2, and square root of x squared is x, right? And so it's going to be 2x over x, right? As I'm approaching infinity, the math, is not going to actually work out exactly like this, but with the trick, you could do this piece, the leading coefficient, as part of it to talk about that. So now, as this going to infinity, as I'm plugging in infinity, what am I going to end up at here? I'm going to go to 2. So, as the limit approaches infinity, I go to 2. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, we've done all these, except for C. Okay, we did that one. Alright, let's look at C. Which one has a higher degree? The top. Okay, the top. Now, let's look at the numbers. Okay, we're looking at the numbers. So now, this is x to the 4th, isn't it? Okay, if I plug in a negative x to the 4th, what would happen? It would be positive, wouldn't it? Okay, it would be positive. So x to the 4th, but I'm going to a positive infinity on this one. Okay, so that means that this is going to go up. So the top is going to go up faster than the bottom, right? So that means that this is going to go to where? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to go up indefinitely, right? Okay, it's just as I go infinity, this one's going to keep going up faster, right? Okay, as I go to the right on a number line, so this is going to infinity, this is, the top is higher, so it's going to also go up to infinity. So this is going up to positive infinity.
Wait, why doesn't it like?
I'm looking at the first degrees right here.
Yeah, but why don't you look at like the coefficient? That's what it's called?
Yeah, the coefficient. I only do that when it's the same degree. It doesn't matter because this is an x to the 4th, and that's x squared. If you plug in infinity to the 4th, it's going up so much faster than x squared, or infinity squared, right?
No.
So it's racing to infinity faster than the bottom would be to hold it down. Does that make sense? Okay. So the bottom will pull it down to 0, and the top will pull it up to infinity. Does that make sense? Good. All right, these things are things that you've got to know. Okay, so this would be like a highlight type thing. This would be make sure that you have this. Okay, this is actually a very, very good thing. Okay, so these two things. Because of this function right here, to the left-hand side, it's going to take it to 0. To the right-hand side, it goes up to positive infinity. Okay, so that's really important. These are things that you're going to have to know and identify and be able to like, hey, that's an identity. I should know that one. Whenever I see those, hey, that goes there. Okay? Here's another one. Now, is this one going to exist at negative infinity? Is this going to exist at negative infinity? No.
It's going to.
Okay, it's not going to exist at negative infinity. It's not going that way, right? There's nothing going that way. So only to positive infinity is this going to exist. Okay? So, now, that means it only works over its domain. And the domain, nothing exists on this side. So, again, this is going to be something I'm going to say you have to know. Alright, so this one, for all those people that took AP Physics, it's the same type of question. Okay? If you took in physics, it's the same type of question right here. So, I'm going to give you guys, okay, there's a whole bunch of blah here, okay? You guys could read it on your paper. Short answer. A of t, where t is in hours, right, equals a sub naught e to the k t. Okay, this is a sub naught. That means that's your initial amount. A sub naught is your initial amount. where K is your rate of decay or increase.
It's
Or
called A sub naught.
A sub naught.
Not as in
Sub knot or
Yes.
knot? Like the way you're saying it.
not as in none, right? As in zero.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Say the whole
I
thing.
know. I just the way you're saying
I
it
don't think I've ever actually seen it written out though.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
That's
yeah,
why-
and you're like,
that's why
which
I'm
spelling?
asking.
Because if I hear it again, I don't want to think it's something else. You know?
No, A sub naught is referred to as your initial amount. Okay,
Sub knot.
Because it's to the first. Like how they
it's referring to your terms.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but I remember it from physics.
Okay,
Wow.
and so if you have like A sub n, that would be the nth
Yeah,
term
so the
of
nth term, yeah.
whichever. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what is my initial amount? So when t equals 0, what is my initial amount?
Zero.
Try again.
Oops.
Read. It's on your paper.
Oh, 25 kilograms.
I want you guys to understand where these things are coming from. I am not pulling this out of space. Okay? I am not making it up as I go, which I do with everything else. Okay? I have a reason for this. And what else did it give me? It said t is, what, 10?
And then 10 hours.
And when t is 10 hours, what do I get? So
15 kilograms.
A sub 10 is, okay, so it says after 10 hours, I have that much sodium left. Okay, this is the rate in which that the water dissolves the salt. So the salt actually is dissolved into the water. Okay? So, you ready to start mathing this? Okay, too bad. Guess what? We're doing it anyway. All right, so let's start with initial amount. I already know it's that. I know it's that, right? So let's see. If I have A sub 0, that's going to be, okay, or A of 0, I'm sorry. A of 0 is equal to A sub naught, which is 25, e to the k times 0. That's the formula that we have. It's on the paper. Okay, so starting when time is 0, we have how much? Very good. Okay, so now, what is 0 times k? 0. Thank you. What is any number raised to the 0 power?
1.
Thank you. Any number to the 0 power is 1. It is 1. Okay, so that means this is going to be 25 times 1, right? So that means that A sub 0 is 25. Okay? Makes sense. Okay, this is the basic part. So the next part is, I know that A of 10 is 15, right? So that is going to go to my A of t part. So it's going to be 15 equals my initial, which is 25, e to the k, and my time is 10. Okay, this is the physics stuff. It's just algebra right now. Okay? So, yes, it's been a while since you had algebra, but guess what? I'm going to teach it. Now, this is the point where you have to get to, because we have to solve for k. So, to do that, I need to try and get e by itself first. How would I get rid of the 25? Divide both sides by 25. Do it. So now I could reduce that to what? 3 over 5 equals e to the 10k. What undoes a multiplication? Division. What undoes a subtraction? What undoes a square?
A square root.
In mathematical terms, everything will undo itself somehow. So what will undo an e?
Divide.
ln.
Oh my god.
Okay? E and ln go together. Ln is natural log. And natural log is actually just log base E. That's what it means. It's log base E. So if I were to ln both sides of this, if I ln both sides of this, I'm going to remove the E from this. So it would be ln of 3 over 5 equals ln of e to the 10k. That's going to remove this. It's going to remove that e. So I'm going to be left with ln 3 over 5 is equal to 10k. Did I lose anyone yet? Please speak up so I can go over this. It's going to be good for those people watching the video that are not here right now.
So you're just
I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the seat. Huh?
You're just doing things basically?
Just in doing, because I got to solve for k. Because to do a decay or a growth, I need to have a rate in which it's actually going to decay or grow. We don't have the rate on this. Okay? So now, what would I do right here to get k by itself? Divide by 10. Okay? So, when I do that, I need you guys to do this in the calculator now. Okay? Do this in calculator. So it's going to be the ln of 3 over 5, all that divided by 10. Okay, so k is approximately negative 0. Now, in AP Calculus, it's always rounding to 3 decimal points. Always 3 decimal points. 0, 5, what? 0. 0, 5, 1? Okay, what's the other number on the other side of that 0 then?
1, 0.
Okay, so let me see a calculator, please.
It's 0.05108, so it's 5. It's just 0.051.
Okay, good. Yes, it is 1. Sorry. Yes, it is 1. All right, so there's my 3 decimal points, right? Yes? Do you have that written down?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take that and go into the next part and start solving for the rest of these questions. We set up our equation now. Okay, I'm trying to finish this. So, k is about negative 0.051. Now, it asked for, the question A says, how much is left after 24 hours? Okay, how much is left after 24 hours? So what would my t be? It would be 24, right? So in this case, t would be 24. So it would be A of 24 would equal 25, my initial, e to the, now I know the k now, negative 0.051 times 24. Now I could just plug this into my calculator because I found this value already, right? Now you plug it into the calculator. So A of 24 would be about 7 point what? 351. And what are my units of what I'm talking about? What is it? Kilograms, kg of salt. All right, I'm sorry guys, I am gonna have to stop it off right here. We'll finish this problem tomorrow. Like and subscribe.